I will be logging into different profiles. I'll be logging in as a doctor, patient, pharmacist, nurse, receptionist, accountant, and laboratorist. I'll click on sign in. So since I already logged in, I have this stored. I'll just log in as doctor2 at jth.com and sign in. This is the profile of a registered doctor, and if you followed on from demo 1, we created this profile for Dr. Aisha Patel. So since she has been registered as a doctor, this is our profile. So we are logged in as Dr. Aisha Patel. On our dashboard, this is a view of her dashboard. She can see today's appointment. So if there is any appointment with patients, it's going to show on our calendar in here. Just as you can see here, on the 21st of October, she has an appointment which she can view. So hitting on that, John Dow has an appointment with her, and she can see all the details of John Dow here, his appointment date. Going back to in here, she can view all our patients, and as you can see, John Dow has been assigned to her. If there are other patients, they are all going to pop up under the section. Prescriptions, she has given prescriptions. She can have access to prescriptions, schedules. These are visiting time. Holidays, on the 31st of October, she would be going on holidays. Then the calendar, which we saw earlier, that shows dates. She has booked section with patients. Coming over to the nav bar, you can have access to patients, details, schedules, appointments, prescriptions, lab tests, reports, notice. So this is just a quick cursory view. So I'm going to log out. Next, I'm going to be logging in as a patient. So I'll use patient 2 at jth.com. So I'll just enter the password. I'm logging in as patient 2. The login details is for John Dow. So this is John Dow's profile. You can view appointments. Just like you can see here, John Dow has an appointment with Dr. Aisha Patel on the 21st of October 2024, and the time slot is 10 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. and it's a pending confirmation. What this means, it has not been approved by the admin or those in charge of confirming appointments. These cases which can be viewed here: prescriptions recommended or administered by the doctors or nurses can be seen here. Laboratory, you can have access to this laboratory test. You can have access to laboratory tests, document, bed, timeline, etc. You can view today's appointment, notice, diagnosis report, appointment calendars, cases, prescription, documents, his payment history. So all the payment made can be viewed here. So far so well. He has made a payment of 10,000, which was cash for appointment. So all the payment that he's going to be making in the hospital, he can have access to all those payments here. All the reports that has to do with, so if he has reports, you can be seen here. If he's a donor, so you can also create a profile for a donor. Which is a donor, you can also have his profile here. So that's just also a quick review of the patient model. I am going to be logging in as a pharmacist using Pharmacist1 at jth.com. Then I'll enter the password and sign in. This is the dashboard of a pharmacist. In this case, Pharmacist Ben. And on this dashboard, you can see today's sales. You can see today expense, medicine, staff. We have 2 medicine in stock, You can see the ground total. Later sale on this day, today 26,000 has been sold. Previous sales has been 9,400. Then total sales is 35,400. Numbers of sales today has been 2. Number of expenses from previous expenses this month, we have 1 expenses for this month, and the total expenses is 7,000. Medicine number is 2. Medicine quantity is 121. Medicine out of stock is 0. Then you can see later latest expenses. Then latest medicines. These were the medicines that were earlier registered. So coming to the nav bar of the pharmacist can view prescriptions. If there are prescriptions that have been prescribed to a patient, it is going to appear under this model, so it can have access to all prescriptions to sell to patients. It can have access to prescription. Pharmacists have the privilege of viewing prescription, pharmacist notice, medicine list. You can add medicine category, and also add category. So let's look at pharmacies. Under pharmacies, we have sales. This is where you can view sales. So far so well. These are all the sales. This was made on the 29th. This also on the 29th, and this was on the 4th and 23. So these are all the sales that has been made, and from here you can make a new sale. So let's make a new sales. All you have to do is to click on add sales. Then you come in here and search for the medicine that you want to sell. Let's assume it's Ampiclox. I'm going to select Ampiclox. Then the quantity, let's say maybe it's 2, or let's leave it at 1. Then if you're giving a discount, you can enter the discount you're giving to a patient, or you can just, if you are not giving a discount, then you just fill in 0. And once you are sure that this is what the customer wants, you can go ahead and hit on submit. Now once you do this, it is going to generate a receipt for this transaction. So the invoice number is 008. So these are all the details of our hospital, and you can see all this. So you can either print this receipt or download the receipt to forward to wherever you want to forward it. So you have options of printing or downloading. I haven't done this. If we now go to our sales, this is going to be reflecting on our sales. So you can see over here that we have a sales with this discount. So you can come over here to edit. So let's assume there was an error in the purchase. It can be edited here. You can edit what was sold and update it, or you can also come here and view the invoice of this transaction. So you can see the invoice of this transaction here. So if we come to, then you can add expenses. This is where the pharmacist can add expenses. If there are any expenses that has been made in the pharmacies, you can add a new expenses here by clicking on this, then goes ahead to add the expenses. The pharmacist can also view expenses. You can add expenses, you can enter expenses category. You can also view report, notice, medicine list, add medicine category, and the likes. Then if we come to our dashboard, you can now see that today's sales is now 44,900, and the total expenses today is 0. And you can see the breakdown of the sales that was made. Also, it is just a quick review of the pharmacist model. I'm going to be logging in as a nurse, so I'll enter my username and password, nurse2@jth, and the password, and sign in. This is the interface of the nurse profile. The nurse have all this info in here showing doctors, patients, appointments, case history, lab report, document, and payment invoice. If we come to the nav bar, a nurse have access to patient, schedule, appointment, report, notice, bed list, bed category, bed allotment, donor, blood bank. This is an overview of the nurse profile. I'll be signing in as a receptionist. So I'll be using the receptionist username and password to sign in. The receptionists have the privilege of adding a patient. She can view patient list, patient payment schedules. She can view and assign appointment, calendar, financial activities. She can see the payments of a patient, and she can also add payment. She can see maybe the lab test, the lab report of a patient is available. A receptionist can ascertain, and the patient can go down to the lab, to the laboratory to pick his or her test result. She can have access to user activity report. So the user activity, if she has made any expenses, she can see it here. She can look at notice. She can add allotment, bed allotment, email, etc. So the receptionist can handle patient schedule, appointment, calendar, financial activities, lab reports, status. I'm going to log out on the receptionist profile. Next is the accountant profile. So I'll log in as an accountant. I'll be using accountant at JTH. Then the password has been entered automatically. Then I'm going to sign in. So the accountant can view patients, enter necessary payment, and also update payment. He also has access to his user activity report, notice, all manner of payment here. He has access to payment, add payment, payment procedures. You can update payment procedures. So you can add payment here. You can maybe, so in here you can add payment. So accountants have access to patient, user activities, notice, payment, expenses. You can add expenses, expense categories, doctors, commission, financial report, add allotment, bed allotment, email. That's just a quick cultural review of the accountant profile. So I will log out of the accountant profile and also log in as a laboratorist. Laboratorist1 at gth.com. I'm going to sign in. So this is just also the interface of the laboratorist profile, in this case Mr. Ken. As you can see, he also has access to patients, payment, lab test, donors, blood bank report, notice, email, and etc. So in here, under lab test, you can see lab reports. So like here, you can enter the title, the date, the patient's ID, the doctor that's referred the patient for the test. You can now enter the report for the test. Sample collected, is it completed? You can enter the title, the patient's ID, referred by the doctor who referred the patient for the test, and you can enter result of the test in here. There are lots more you can do here. You have add a lab report. The laboratories can add a lab report. You enter the name, the patient ID, the doctor that refers the patient, the template. You can create template. You can view donors, blood bank report, notice, email, etc. So I'm going to log out. So that is just a quick review of the Jtechnology hospital system.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Do well to like our page on Facebook and share this video. If you're watching on YouTube, then do well to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell in order for you to get a notification when we upload new videos. Thank you very much.